What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. Today on the show, on the shiz, we have a guest. His name is Kolby Bland. Kolby, I actually just found on Instagram, man. He's just a dope dude. His account looked very unique and stuff, and he looked like he was like heavily into fitness and stuff. And I am looking for more fitness people to get on the show because, yeah, man, there's a lot of talk about in the fitness industry. You know, everyone has their own opinions and their own kind of vices and that kind of stuff, right? So Kolby's a CrossFitter, and I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into CrossFitting, man, because honestly, dude, CrossFitting has a weird kind of label on it. You know, it's very like yoga, you know, like it's kind of like almost like a cult. Not that yoga's weird or CrossFit's weird, but just like they have this like cult kind of feel. But if you really think about it, you know, bodybuilding kind of does too, which is kind of... Anyways, guys, please help me welcome Kolby. Bam. Okay, there we go.
Back at it.
All right. This one's not going to be live, but that's okay. Anyways, before we got really interrupted by my stupid Mac, what were you saying?
What were we talking about?
You were
CrossFit.
talking about CrossFit, right? So how did you get into that?
How did I get into it? When I moved to Vancouver, I was kind of looking... I played competitive hockey growing up and stuff like that, and you kind of miss that competitive outlet. Right. I went to a CrossFit class, and it was the most humbling thing that I've ever done. Like, you go in there with a bit of an ego thinking, like, you work out, like, I'm going to smash this, and, like, I puked in my first session. Wow. And I had people that, like, don't look like they should be beating you, like, running circles around you. And it was kind of like, okay, like, I want to do this.
And that was kind of like the minute you were just like, okay, obviously.
Yeah, this is so hard, but so much fun. And, like, if you know your workout scores being put up on a board and, like, everyone can comment on it and everybody's beaking each other, like, you're going to go that much harder. Right. Yeah. So
why do you think people beak like CrossFit? If it's like you just said, it's so hard. Obviously you look really good. Why do people make fun of it?
It's fairly easy to make fun of. Like, with anything, people take it too far. Like, people do go super culty with it, and they only hang out with CrossFit people, and they've got 12 headbands on, and, like, yeah, I make fun of those people too. Yeah. Also, like, I'm guilty of it. Like, Melissa hates it. Like, I can get going on CrossFit and talk about it for, like, 2 hours, and you kind of have to, like, pull yourself back and be like, I'm being one of those people.
Part of the cult.
Yeah. But I don't know. It gets a lot of hate. It is fairly unsafe at times, but you're your own worst enemy.
Right.
Like, you're going to choose to sacrifice your form to do something faster. Like, that's your choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I know for fitness, for me, I've kind of like almost, like, you know, you've been working out for a while and you kind of develop your own kind of routine. You try different things inside the CrossFit field itself. Do you do that? Like, do you kind of like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you kind of go?
Yeah. CrossFit's such a generalist thing, right? Anything like Olympic lifting is like, that's fun to me. So I'd say, like, within CrossFit, like, I generally trend to doing more of that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I know there's like, so Olympic lifting.
Yeah, so like the clean and jerk and the snatch.
That's not CrossFit, or that is?
That is, yeah. It's a huge element of CrossFit.
So that's where it came from then?
No.
Because like, what would be the difference? Like, just Olympic lifting would be just super heavy of doing that?
Yeah, like CrossFit, you're doing like gymnastics movements, you're running a lot, you're doing a lot of like bodybuilding type stuff. And then throwing in Olympic lifting, like, all you're worried about is the clean and jerk and the snatch.
Right.
That's it. So you're much more specialized, and like, so there's people who might be able to, like, I don't know, sprint 50 meters really fast, but you have some run a 5K and they're going to die. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And do you feel like you're comfortable enough to like train it, or you never wanted to go down that road?
No. So I have a kines degree. So I UBCO, and then, so I did a bit of training, just like general personal training, and I honestly hated it. It was just like, I think if I had got in with like athletes and stuff like that, like people that wanted to be there, it would have been more entertaining. But training people that didn't want to train, like, sucked, honestly. So I got out of it pretty quick. Yeah. And then I had a stint as a spin instructor in Kelowna, right? Which was one of the most like anxiety-inducing 60 minutes of my entire life. I'm not an outgoing person. Or I could call myself like social, but I'm not like a true extrovert. So having to be like super jazzed up on a bike was awful.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, talk a bit about more the training side of things. Like that's kind of like, because I was a trainer for 5 years before I even got into like what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah.
And I mean, personal training for me, dude, I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 2 years, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I think you kind of like the entrepreneur side of things where you're like, oh, I have my own business now and this is kind of going good. But I feel like just down the road, you're kind of like a little bit like, fuck this. Like, you don't want to train. You don't want to like better yourself. Like, why am I even wasting my time with you kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. I didn't give it the full, like, even try. I think I did it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you get people in there and you're like, hey, here's your program today. Like, you do 10 burpees. And they're like, no, I look weird doing burpees. Like, I'm not going to do that. And you're like, okay, like, moving on.
Right.
This
right.
sucks.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's just like, I mean, I think everyone kind of just like pulls in like their hobby and they kind of want to, I don't know why we somehow just want to make it our job right away.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh, I love doing this. It'd be awesome if I could make money at this too. And I feel like that's not always the case.
True. Very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting. So if someone wanted to get into CrossFit, like what would you recommend? Like how would they go about that?
Yeah, it totally depends on your background. Like if you've been training for a long time, so basically every CrossFit gym has like an introductory course usually. At the gym I go to, it's called CrossFit 604. And they do, I think it's like 6 personal training sessions, so like 6 hours, where they teach you the basics of like squatting safely and doing a clean safely and stuff like that. If you have a background and you know how to train, they'll do a quick assessment and like you're not a danger to yourself or anyone else. They'll just let you jump into classes. But if you have no idea what you're doing, it's like, yeah, it's usually like 6 hours of all of that. And then you can start doing classes.
Right. Right. And how much does that usually go for?
It's expensive.
It is, eh?
Yeah. I think they call it on-ramp at my gym. And I think it comes out to like $600.
Damn, dude, for 6, eh?
Just to get started. And
Jesus.
then it's $220 a month. Like,
damn.
Yeah, it hits the bank account hard.
Well, so like for me, if I wanted to get into it, I don't want to go to like a CrossFit gym itself. Do I need to go to a CrossFit gym?
Not necessarily. It's just a lot of gyms. Like, do you go to like Steve Nash or?
I was going to Equinox for a bit there.
Okay, yeah. Equinox is one of the better ones because they actually like they have you can't really drop the weights because like if you're cleaning or snatching heavy, like you want to be able to, if you fuck up, you can drop the weight.
Right.
But like a lot of gyms, you drop the weight, they're going to ask you to leave. So you run into that issue. Like there's lots of things where you're throwing the medicine ball to the roof, stuff like that. You can't do that at your regular gym.
Right.
Equinox is pretty good though. They've got like a lot of like the functional fitness stuff, whereas
right.
like your regular Steve Nash doesn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
So you can definitely do the workouts. Like they post what they're doing that day online. Like you can go on CrossFit604.com and just see their workout.
CrossFit 604.
Yeah. And then you can like go do it. It's just usually you don't have the equipment. Like there's rope climbs and stuff like that.
Right. So I mean, if someone was like in good shape, you know, like decent shape or whatever, all they'd have to do is go on this website, get the workouts, maybe go on YouTube, check out how to do the workouts, you know, and just hope to God that you don't pull your back out. Essentially.
100%. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, generally, if you're like somewhat of a advanced trainer or, you know, you've been in fitness for a little bit, you could definitely pull this off.
Totally.
Dude, I might get into that.
Yeah. And there's a ton of CrossFit workouts that are, it's just like body weight stuff, like do a 5K run, do 100 squats, like whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, man, is I actually, like as of lately, hold on a second. Yeah, man, as of lately, I kind of got into like, I mean, I've been doing, so I used to compete like bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not bodybuilding, but like WBFF, which is like men's physique.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, I don't know, man, like I guess like a lame way of competing. It's competing for the small guys. You know what I mean? For the natural. Yeah. Although I don't think everyone was natural in there. There's some.
I've seen some dudes in physique.
Some that diced dudes.
Do not look natural.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I mean, I've been working out like fitness wise, like bodybuilding kind of way, right? You know, 10 to 12 reps, you know, times 3 of like lat pull downs or like chest press or whatever it is. And as of lately, I'm kind of realizing that I like to do like a lot shorter breaks. I'll kind of go like 30 seconds, you know, and then I'll kind of like whatever. I'll actually stand there and kind of like do like a little bit of like a hop just to keep my like blood going. And then I'll kind of go back into it. Mm-hmm. But I was always thinking, I was like, man, imagine I could just like do chest press, go over there, do shoulder press, or do kind of a shoulder press, come back over here, do crunches, and then take a breather. That's essentially what CrossFit would be, right?
Essentially, there's many different forms of. So every workout you do is essentially scored, right? Because that's the whole thing of CrossFit, right?
Right.
The sport of fitness.
Right.
So there's they'll give you a certain amount of repetitions of each movement.
Okay.
Get through it as fast as you can.
Right.
Like they'll give you a circuit, do 5 rounds of that as fast as you can. Or sometimes they'll give you a certain amount of reps and they'll give you 10 minutes, do as many rounds of this as you can in that 10 minutes.
Right.
So like, yeah, or there's some that's like do at the start of every minute, do this and like try and make it through 20 minutes of it. So it does vary a lot, but like, it's like no breaks.
So are you like drenched at the end of the workout then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
And how often do you go then?
5 days a week?
Oh shit. 5 days a week, eh?
Yeah.
So what's your eating like then?
A lot. I can eat whatever I want.
So I was going to say, because like you must have to eat a lot to maintain what you're doing right now.
There's a diet it's called RP. So it's Renaissance Periodization that a lot of CrossFitters use. It's all about you kind of go ketotic. That would be the word for it. Just fats and proteins in the morning, and then you just start hammering carbs at night if you're going to train at night, and you base all your carbs around when you're going to train. And it's sweet. Like, do you know Tang? Like that, like it's like that powdered sugar drink.
Okay.
You just like pour a bunch of Tang into a water cup and you get to drink that all day.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. So like so give me an example of like a morning.
Yeah. So morning is usually I'll do a burger and 2 eggs and like half an avocado. Won't eat anything till lunch, and then lunch usually with work I'm running around, so like go to Cactus a lot and just like hammer a bunch of rice and chicken, and then come home, eat. I come home and I got to train right away, so I'll eat like honestly like a handful of chips, and then
what kind of chips?
Like Doritos or like whatever's in the house.
Shit.
And then it sounds super bad, and then put a bunch of Tang in that and like drink that through the workout. And then afterwards, make dinner with Mel. Usually go to Caveman or something like that.
Oh, you go to Caveman too?
Oh yeah.
Dude, Caveman's sick.
It's legit.
For everyone listening to this, Caveman's like this like burrito place right by our house, and it's like hella cheap.
I don't know how they make money. It's so cheap.
I don't know how they make money. It's so fucking cheap, dude. $10 for this like rice bowl, and it's like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. For me, like I don't know how these people do it. I know a lot of people that train, and I used to be like that, but like I can't have a lot of carbs in the morning. It for some reason it just slows me down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as of lately, what I'm doing is I have like this massive salad, and in this salad, so it's kind of I don't know if it's gross or not, but like what I do is I make this salad and have like 4 eggs and whatever in it, and it like lasts me 3 days.
Eggs and salad.
Yeah.
Egg salad.
Egg salad. Yeah. Right.
Works.
But like I don't remake the salad.
Okay.
So I have it in my fridge for 3 days. I'm like, okay, I think I had 1/3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's like avocados and like olive oil and everything in it. And it honestly, so I have that in the morning. Mm-hmm. I get up at like 6. I'll have that like at 9 or 10 or 11. And then I don't eat till like 4 or 5 p.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. And I feel like I'm super productive, but I feel like maintaining size is very hard.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Well, like your muscle glycogen.
Oh, dude, just shit, right? Yeah. But in the PM, I do go hard.
Okay.
So like, I'm talking like I eat whatever, dude. Like if I want to get McDonald's, I'll have McDonald's. If I want to have, noodles or whatever it is, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Because I wake up that next morning, I'm just like, I feel like it just like refuels my whole body for that whole morning stretch.
So you're kind of doing like intermittent fasting.
It is fasting for sure. It is fasting. It's just like I do sometimes. I will snack on like an apple. Like I'll probably after this podcast I'll have an apple and then I'll have my salad.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it is technically fasting. So with what you're doing, do you recommend that for like weight loss for people then?
Yeah. So the whole premise of it is when you wake up, you're in a ketotic state, you're burning fat as fuel. And as soon as you have carbs, you just end that, right? Because you digest carbs first. So I think it's like, I felt like I've leaned out a little bit since I started doing that for sure. But I'm just like, for the rest of it, I'm trying to gain weight. I'm always trying to gain weight. Right. Yeah.
Because if you, for a second, if you think that you're trying to lose weight, you're going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
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 Interesting, dude. Interesting. Okay, cool. I want to talk to you a bit about the agency you're with.
Yeah.
And dive into that a little bit. I did a little bit of research on it. For everyone listening, it's called Real Athletes or whatever.
Yeah.
and it's an agency here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And how did you get into that? Like, how did that all start?
So I came to Vancouver. I'd done a bit of modeling from Kelowna and Calgary and stuff like that, and it's always nice to have like a bit of a side, I guess you could call it hustle going. So I looked out at agencies, and I saw Sonia, and it was cool because like they usually only just sign people who are actually like athletic and can like do things.
Not just like super look dependent.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like you need to be able, like you need to have the look, but then you need to be able to like snowboard or mountain bike or do CrossFit, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I shot her a message, and I was like, I sent her a couple photos, and then she's like, yeah, for sure, we'll get you signed up. And then I never even met her. I talked to her on the phone a few times, and she started just like throwing me into auditions. And I'd never gone to like commercial audition stuff, and it was like the cringiest thing for a long time. It was funny, but it was like what the hell?
Give us an example.
Oh man, there's so many. My first one, like I go in there, and they had everyone auditioning in the studio as well, and so everyone's lined up, and they're like, "Kate, like do your slate," and I just like stared at them, and they're like, "Do your slate," and I'm like, "What is a slate?"
No way.
Yeah, and they're like, "Say your name," and so I said my name, like, "Say your agency's name," and like it was like,
oh my god.
yeah, it was, it was bad.
That's some toddler shit.
Yeah, and then like, I obviously got sent to like a lot of fitness ones, and so like you're pretending to be on a rower while you're sitting in a chair with like 30 people watching you for like 30 seconds, and it's just stuff like that.
So have you booked?
So that's another funny story. So the only one I booked is, so I got casted for a Olympic training commercial essentially. So my background's hockey. I had to audition in my hockey gear, like in the studio in Mount Pleasant, carry it in there, change in there, and then send in like a workout video. And so I got cast for it, it's like my wet dream to be like training, and then like training on the ice as well. For the Olympics. And so I went to wardrobe, went through wardrobe, and then I got a call from Sonia the day before the shoot, and she's like, "I'm so sorry to tell you this. This has never happened." She's like, "But they cast too many white people. And there's not enough diversity in the commercial, so we're going to cancel you off of it."
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What'd you say back to her?
I mean, what can you say? You're like,
okay.
yeah, I was at the wardrobe, and everyone was white. So like,
makes sense.
that does make sense. I was like, that sucks. They still gave me like $500,
Oh, okay, sweet.
which is sweet.
Yeah, that'll.
I just wanted to do the commercial.
Damn, dude, that's rough.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know, there's a lot of people though like that rely on this, like that kind of industry for their whole like income.
yeah,
Like I know a few people, like personally even, that are like, I'm going to be a fitness model, and I'm going to do this and this, and I'm just like, damn, like that's a tough gig.
like good for them. That'd be stressful.
Shit. I mean, you got to just have like a crazy unique look and be able to just like do every sport essentially.
Essentially, yeah. And I think once you start getting work, and then like your portfolio grows and things like that, I think it gets a little bit easier. But yeah, definitely a unique look, and like just super outgoing and smash your auditions.
Damn. How often do you go out for an audition?
It was a lot more in the past. The job I have now doesn't really allow me to like duck out and go to auditions. So like they've tapered off, but I was going to like 2 or 3 a week, call it like a year ago or 2 years ago. Yeah. Like 2 or 3 a week.
Damn.
Now it's down to like 1 a month, maybe.
So if I wanted to get into this,
Yeah.
do I just hit up Sonia?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd be super down. She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll get her contact afterwards.
She's a great lady, and like she works with so many people, but like she still like she remembers everyone and everything like that. She got my roommate in like a Google commercial, and like yeah.
Nice, dude. That's wicked.
Yeah.
So how did you moved here 4 years ago, you said?
Yeah.
And you're from Calgary.
Yeah.
And what made you want to come here? Was it generally just the fitness? Was it like, because for me, I mean, the only reason I actually moved here was because of the film industry here.
Okay.
But for yourself,
Yeah, my uncle lived here growing up, so I'd come out and visit quite a bit. And I loved Vancouver. And then living in Kelowna, it was like, it's an easy move. It's like a 4-hour drive. So opportunity came up, and I lived on a guy's couch in Kits for the first 6 months before we got a place, and grinded it out and just worked in the bars. And yeah, I loved it.
Sweet, man. That's wicked.
Yeah.
And how did you get you and your...
funny story. I saw her on a friend's Instagram story.
You saw her on a friend's Instagram story.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
A girl that I do CrossFit with, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, can you please introduce me to that girl?
Yeah.
Thinking that they were like good friends. They had met that day.
Right.
Thankfully, my friend is a beauty, and like went back to Mel and was like, I found a guy for you already. Da da da. And then hooked us up, and like we met. Our first date was like, I was just talking to her about this, was a hilarious story as well. So the fact that it all worked out is good.
Well, what's the story?
Originally, so she's like, yeah, I told Melissa that about you, da da da, and then so I got a like on one of my photos from like deep, like I'd call it like 2 months back, and I was like, okay, like she's hitting me up.
That's when you know.
Yeah. So, but then I commented on one of her photos, and it was just like the 2 wave emojis, and then I refreshed my feed, and I saw the like disappear, and I was like, oh, like fuck this. So I went and deleted the.
You deleted it?
So I went and deleted the comment.
Oh no, dude.
And so she claims that she accidentally liked the photo, and then panicked and unliked it. So I deleted it, and then eventually I think I think I DM'd her and was like, okay, like we know who each other are. And then she invited me to the local, and she was with her cousin. I was with a buddy of mine, and she ended up getting absolutely trashed. And like at one point she crawled into like a food truck and was like frying hot dogs with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
that was a great time.
Oh yeah. And then we all went back to my place. What else happened? Just a bunch of shit. And like when I told her my last name's Bland, she like burst out laughing in my face. Like, and then so when she left, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see that girl again.
Yeah.
But that was hilarious.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah.
That's a fucking story, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I mean, I've checked her Instagram account out. She's obviously has a big following.
Yeah.
Was that something that, like, does that intimidate guys? Like when they're like hitting up girls, you know?
No.
I always wondered that because I always see like, you know, these like Instagram, not that I'm not like putting her in the category of just being like an Instagram model, but like I see some Instagram models and, you know, they have like, you know, whatever amount of followers, and then their boyfriends have like whatever, like 1,000 followers. And I'm just wondering, like, as a guy, can you even DM that anymore? Like you can't just throw that in the DMs, right? There's a limit where it's just like she's not going to see this anymore.
Yeah.
Like did that ever run through your head? Like how did that work?
No, never really. To be completely honest, like I went into it being like, is this going to be just like an Insta-famous chick who like sucks when you meet her in person?
Right.
And it wasn't the case, obviously.
Yeah.
Not intimidating, but like, yeah, you should see her DMs. Like you can't slide in there. Every guy in the world thinks they're going to slide into her
So if
DMs.
it wasn't for the in person,
Yeah.
you know, CrossFit, which is fucking cool, man, because if you think about that, that's how it was back in the day, right? I mean, because everyone's like, oh, social media now, you can just like hit up a girl on whatever. But if the girl's like pretty enough, I guess.
Totally.
And she has, you know, a bigger following, then you can't do that anymore. And you actually have to go back to the old school ways where it's like you have to somehow meet her in person.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, man. What are the weirdest DMs? Wait, as a boyfriend, do you get protective on that shit though?
Not that stuff.
No,
like
that's ridiculous.
There's so many, and like these fucking losers just like throwing out dick pics, like, hey,
what?
Like thinking that's gonna work. Yeah,
dick
totally.
pics.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, man. What the hell's wrong with some people, dude?
I know. So, no, not at all.
Ugh. Well, I feel like too, man, you got to just have confidence.
Yeah.
Like you, like as the boyfriend, you got to just have like confidence. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I fucking do CrossFit. What up? You know? But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just kind of have that like level of confidence where it's just like, you know, even if it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, totally.
That's huge. That's sweet, man. And you guys brought your little dog here today, which is cool.
Yeah, Tika's cruising around.
And it's your dog as well?
It's Melissa's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, sweet. Have you ever thought about getting a dog?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on a farm outside of Calgary. So I've always had animals, dogs, everything like that.
Yeah.
For the first year I lived in Vancouver, I call her my dog, but she was my dad's dog that we brought up from Mexico. And then when I took on a second job and I couldn't really take care of her anymore, so she lives in Mexico with him now. But yeah, I want a dog bad.
This is the city to have one, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I got my dog. It's been almost a year now.
Yeah.
He's coming up on a year. So no, it's been almost like 8 months that I've had him, and game changer.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a husky boxer and a Saint Bernard. Yeah, I'll show you a photo of him.
He's huge.
He's actually small for what you're thinking, but he's definitely he's like 10 times the size of your dog for sure.
She would be terrified.
Yeah. And he usually stays with the girlfriend just because the girlfriend lives in Maple Ridge right now, temporarily, and it's just, dude, like you're from a farm, man. Like when you go out there, I'm not too sure if you've ever been out there, but like when I actually go out there, I'm like, wow, this is like so. Like feels like home for me, you know, just like being out in the wild and like there's trees and like you'll see like a bear and stuff. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome, man. This is like
so
how
much
it's supposed to be.
than where we are now.
So much different, man. How would you compare that though? Because you said you're on a farm and then you come to a city. Like how would you?
Yeah, I mean, I got the best of both worlds. So my parents split up when I was young. So my mom in the city, my dad on the farm. So I was like bouncing between both.
Right.
I'm more of a city person. Like I love being out on the farm and stuff like that. I like being around people, being in like a busy place. My dad, like he offered me the whole, like, you can take over the farm, you can have a viable business. And I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go live in the city.
Yeah.
But it's still really nice to get out there and everything like that. But
is that still an option for you?
Not so much now. He's sold most of it and lives in Mexico.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And he must have got a fucking shitload of money for that farm.
Yeah, not as much as not if it was like out here, totally, but like land in Alberta still
relatively cheap.
Yeah. So he got paid out, like he's going to chill.
Yeah.
But not as much as if they had sold something here.
Why Mexico, I wonder?
It's cheap. He likes beer. Sit on the beach. Like there are places right on the ocean. It's pretty sweet.
He remarried?
He's re-engaged.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's living right.
Oh yeah.
Like just move away. You're done. You cashed out.
Yeah.
Live in Mexico forever.
Yeah. They have a place on the island that they come back to every now and again, but they're pretty much there. They'll take off for hurricane season, come back up.
I wonder how yeah, man. I always wonder like where I'm gonna be in like 5 years. I don't think I'm gonna be here in 5 years.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, dude. I think like it has. I don't know. I can't live in this. It's a kind of a bubble here, right? I mean, if you look at the city itself, besides like kids, and like, you're in a bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, especially your area. Do you have a car? Do you drive?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a car anymore. I sold my car, so it's literally like, dude, I go to the same Starbucks. I go to the same place. You know what I mean? Like, you're in that little like area.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't think I could be here for much longer. I know when you move to a different part of the side of the city, it does change for a little bit, you know, maybe for a couple like months or whatever, but then you're kind of back in that same formula, you know?
I feel you. So when I first moved downtown, I ended up selling my car because I lived downtown and everything like that. And then when I went traveling for a while, came back, and when I got this job, I had to get a car again. And like, I've broadened my horizons, but like when I didn't have a car, it was like I stayed downtown all the time.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about buying a car again. It was definitely something that I regret a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate having a car. I bought a motorcycle last year and like,
oh, wow.
that's legit. I hate having
Do you have a motorcycle then right now?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I sold mine like 3 years ago. I have my motorcycle license and everything too.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, my mom was just not sleeping, dude.
Yeah.
You know? And like, I don't know, man, for me personally, like, I mean, I never got into close accidents or anything like that. But you just hear these stories. You know what I mean? You hear these stories and stuff, and then, yeah, man, you can't be fucking, I don't know. It's dangerous, dude.
So I got my license last year. When I bought my bike before I got my license. And then when I finally got my license and was riding my motorcycle, I was like, I can't believe how fucking fun, but fucking dangerous this is. Like, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the start, like, so both my roommates have bikes. So we went riding quite a bit together. But I was in BC. I don't know if it's the same in Alberta when you get your license. You have to do like a skills test to get kind of your N basically.
Right.
And I was sitting on the bike about to do my skills test, and I got a call that like my roommate and like one of my best friends, they're like, you have to go to the hospital in New West. Cole went down on the highway.
Wow.
And an Escalade ran over his bike, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I thought they were messing with me because they knew I was taking the test right there. And they're like, they weren't. So I had to challenge like the test, go do it, and then rip out to New West. And he's like, yeah, he's like strapped to a board. His shoulder was all smashed to shit. And like, it was like, okay, like there's some serious danger here.
Damn, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And then we knew like another girl, that was friends of ours. She went down, she got left turned, got T-boned. Yeah, she spent like a week in the hospital. So like, yeah, it's real out there.
That's insane, dude. So did you continue to ride then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like cautiously.
Very cautiously. I don't mean to get deep with you too, Ben, but my mom's auntie, I guess, I don't even know what that really is, but my grandma's sister's daughter.
Okay.
That same summer that I got my bike license, died.
Really?
In a motorcycle accident. Yeah. Didn't really know her too well,
Yeah.
you know, but just obviously the family did.
Yeah.
And I got a big family, and it's just like, I remember I showed up with a bike helmet. I thought it was so cool. And like, the looks I got was disgust.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Disgusting, man.
Well, especially after something like that, though, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. And it was just, you know, it wasn't even her fault, man. Just semi. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
Well,
nothing.
It's everyone else.
It's everyone else, man. There's nothing you can do, because I think when you're on that motorcycle, you know, you're pretty alert on what's happening. I mean, you're seeing what's going on, but oh man, especially the city, man.
Yeah.
This city, like, full of just shitty drivers, close. You know, everyone's so close and tight and stuff, and I don't know, man.
I tend to avoid. It's not like something I do to like. I'll drive to work on like a Friday.
Right. You don't. It's not your A to B.
No. And like, so I'll get up early on like Saturday morning. Get up at like even like 6 a.m.
Right.
And then go burn up like Marine Drive or something with no traffic.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like, it feels like you're on like a racetrack and you don't have to worry about like other cars and stuff like that.
Right.
Versus like, yeah, rush hour trying to cruise through. Like, it's not my jam.
Like, there's some dudes I've seen on the highway, man, just go right in the middle of cars.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I've spent quite a bit of time in South America, and like, that was the first thing that I was like, if you have your arm hanging out the window, like, you'll lose it, because these guys
don't give a fuck.
They are insane. Like, they actually, I think they all have a death wish.
Death wish. That's crazy, man. Did your girlfriend ever hop in the back?
No.
I was gonna say that's even
it's
more
like
dangerous.
my bike's like pretty much a one-seater.
What kind of bike do you have?
It's an 81 Yamaha XS 850 converted into like a cafe racer.
Oh wow, cool, man.
Yeah,
Like a like a bobster kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bobber. She's too pretty to put on the back of that. I'd feel so bad.
Do you have like the construction gloves and like?
No,
okay.
I didn't go that far. I got like legit motorcycle gloves kind of deal. Yeah.
And what kind of helmet are you wearing?
I got it online.
But is it like a street bike? Like, is it like a?
It's like a full face, yeah. Street
Okay,
bike
cool.
helmet.
Yeah.
I like think about your face,
dude. That's what I'm
saying.
saying. But you see, like, and I'm talking like huge ass like actors, celebrity guys that just like are so required to have a perfect look at all times.
Your face is worth millions,
and
of
they're
dollars.
riding with a helmet. That's just, they don't give a fuck. It's just like, wow, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, how is the company that you're working for, or the movies that you're in, like, how are they supporting this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a fucked up world, dude. You gotta be careful, man.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, everything's trying to kill you.
That's what it is, right? I mean, that's everyone's like, that's when I break down someone that rides a bike and they kind of like, they're battling with it. I can see them battling with it in their head real quick there, but they're just like, but cancer, there's a lot of things that'll kill you.
Yeah.
And it's true. It is true.
Yeah.
I just think this increases your risk a lot.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. So my roommate, he's the dopest guy I know. He just, so last year got diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. He's 27, this big CrossFit guy, super jacked. And yeah, he was like, he was out here. He's from Australia. I think I said that. And he was like, no, you know what? I got diagnosed. You never know what's going to happen. So he went out, he bought a motorcycle And like all through his treatment was like riding his bike around, just did not give a fuck. He would like wrap his chemo bottle around him and like go for a rip.
Fuck yeah, what a beauty. That's awesome, man. I love hearing that.
Absolute hero. He's fully in remission now, like went through it all.
He's fine now?
Yeah. So he had like what is it called? Like a colonoscopy bag.
Right.
Installed. And so he dealt with that for like a full year.
Right.
But this guy's like, he's going to the gym with like this bag and had just done radiation and like kicking people's asses and making them look stupid. Never let him slow down. Like he obviously took time off during surgeries and stuff, but like he's still going to work. He's an incredible person. And so they got the tumor removed, got him all healed up. He got the bag removed. He's back to 100% healthy right now.
Just a machine.
Literally.
Oh man, I love hearing that stuff. You gotta get him on the podcast.
Dude,
bring him on.
I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a very interesting person to talk to. He's done some cool shit.
Cool, man. And that's your roommate, you said?
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. That's so cool. Yeah, man. It's you know, you gotta just. I mean, there is something in you where, like, okay, for example, like when I heard that, like, you know, Toronto, like that van attack thing.
Yeah.
You know, or you hear these like fucking just the worst things ever. It's like. It's just like, oh man, you just kind of almost want to be like, well, fuck, what the hell's the point of living? That's kind of like what I think sometimes. Like, what's the point of like getting up in the morning and going to like, what is the point of this stuff, right?
Yep.
But then you also have to consider that you can die quick, and you have to just like do whatever you want to do, man.
Yep.
You know, like if you want to like, and I got to take this in for myself too. But if like, you know, some people are going out and stuff, and you know that you have to like get up early tomorrow and stuff, and you know sometimes it's fine, just fucking do it, man. You never know if you're even gonna be alive tomorrow.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's huge, man.
I think I had that mentality for a little too long.
It was a little bit too strong. Yeah, you can definitely take it, I think, too far.
Slow down a little bit now.
Do you drink often? What's your?
I mean, I love crushing beers. Like it's good beer.
It's an Alberta thing.
Yeah, I think it is. But like, I wouldn't call myself a beer snob now. But like, me and Mel just like love cruising around to breweries and like drinking actual good beer. I used to party a lot, and it's slowed down like significantly in the last like year. I think she had something to do with it for sure.
Really?
Yeah. But so yeah, it's better.
Why is that? Why do you like girlfriends and like girls? Why does that? What is that?
It sounds so cheesy and lame, but like a Friday night, I'm super down just like watching Netflix and hanging out with her.
Is that what it is though, you think? Like that's all it is? Or is it just like you're like, okay, deep down inside, do you think it's like as a man, or I mean even a girl, I guess, because girls can drink their faces off too. But I'm just gonna go with being a man. Is it like in our DNA to like want to go out because we deep down inside, like, yeah, we want to have fun with the guys, but we also want to meet that girl or we want to meet that chick. But since you have that chick, it's like you don't need.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, like when you're single, you're like, okay, I could go meet like a hot girl or something like that. So and then like also going out with your buddies.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's part of it.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. I'm kind of the same way. I'd rather just sometimes just like. My favorite thing to do is just go to the movies.
Yeah,
I love going to the movies, man. Like I probably spend $60 a month on movies.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad.
I can't go to movies, so she just falls asleep.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
That sucks. You're going too late. That's the issue.
I think so.
I remember I saw Avengers for the first time.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
And I seen it for the first time, and I love that shit, dude. But I fell asleep.
Really?
I went at 11. I went at 11 p.m. and I don't.
That's the loudest movie ever.
I know. And I went to the highest one too, like where it's like $30 tickets, where it's like AVX, Dolby Digital, like 3D, like just everything.
The D box.
No, that probably would have kept me up.
Okay.
That was my fuck up. Next time, now I know I'm gonna bring an energy drink and a D box seat to keep me up. But I went and saw it again the next day because I was so pissed. Because I got out of the movie, I was like, wow, and I was like, no, don't tell me, I didn't see it technically. So then I went and resaw it, and it was good, man.
It's so good. I hated the ending. That's the only thing.
Well, everyone. Okay, I saw it, and I think everyone's like, it's amazing. No, it's amazing, and like it's amazing, yeah. But like, just calm the fuck down. I wouldn't say it's that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's still like a Marvel movie. Just like epic proportions.
Yeah.
It's just too much of a cliffhanger at the end, I think.
It is, man. It is. But I mean. Yeah, I'm really curious to see where they go with that.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna go watch the next one.
100%. Yeah, for sure. I'm just curious as to what they can do. I was talking to my buddy actually about this yesterday. It'd be so cool, man, if they could bring like Deadpool into that.
Is he a Marvel character?
He is, yeah, technically.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That would be cool, right?
Yeah.
He was saying that they wouldn't, though, because X-Men technically wouldn't, like, I don't know.
Well, it just doesn't fit the brand either, right?
Doesn't fit the brand, but just think about, does Guardians of the Galaxy fit the brand of Thor?
True.
You know what I mean? Like, they did it, and they pulled it off really good, right?
Yeah.
So I just think a little bit of, you know, dude, look, at the end of the day, money's money, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're going to make it happen if it brings in the money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you pumped to see Deadpool?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a little weirded out with the last one just because it was obviously so heavily filmed in Vancouver, or all filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like the scene on the viaduct, I could see my apartment.
Yeah.
So like
it's trippy,
it
yeah.
takes away from it a little bit.
Does it?
It does for me, yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Because you're like, you can't get invested in the story because you're like, there's my house.
Right. I never thought of it like that. Can you imagine living in LA then? Your whole childhood's just ruined.
I know.
With movies.
We were just in LA. I could never live in LA.
No? Why?
No. Just like a big, dirty city. Like you can't walk anywhere because everything's so far away.
Yeah.
The food was really good. And I mean, like, we had fun, but like everyone's just trying to be famous so bad. And
Yeah.
it really is like overheard LA it's everywhere. Like it's a little much.
If you listen to my first like episode on the podcast, I kind of talk about like why I stopped making Instagram skits, and just because like I went down to LA and I got a taste of the next level for me, I guess, when it comes to Instagram skits.
Yeah.
And oh man, it's disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Like people are really on some shit down there.
Yeah.
That's a sad life, you know what I mean? It is really sad where those numbers matter so much to you, or you think you're entitled to certain things and stuff. And oh man, it's
Yeah. So it's like, it's cool.
Well, what did you see? Like, what made you, like, everyone, you said?
We went down just for her birthday.
Right.
And it's just like, it's not so much you see, it's just like everyone's attitude when they're like walking around, or you're just like, everyone's at Earth Cafe, like trying to get fucking seen. Like, I don't know. It wasn't anything specific. The whole vibe wasn't super rad.
Yeah. I think there's a whole thing on LA where people think it's just like the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that if you were to live there for maybe like a couple of years, I don't think you would.
I think it chews a lot of people out, or chews a lot of people up and spits them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. In a good way too, right? It makes the tough people last.
Yep.
And like the people that are, you know, just want to be famous really bad, if they fade out.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, man, is there's a few of those people here now.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I mean, I've definitely hit up a few people to come on the show that I've done like Instagram skits with. And they're just kind of like, this is when someone asks me how many downloads I get per episode, in my head, it's instantly, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what the hell does that matter?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. Like, trust me, like what I'm trying to do. And like, just like, if you like me, come on the show. Don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just so.
What you're following.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and I'm like, oh man, it's over here now. Like the disease, the LA disease has spread over to Vancouver, and it's becoming that. Ah, man, it's fucked up, dude. We're living in a fucked up world. We really are. I remember I went to my agent. I was talking to my agent, and she was just, you know, this was like last year, and I was like, she's like, yeah, so you know, this is good, and like this is good, and like you've done this, and whatever, this is awesome. And then I was like, we somehow got into my social media talk, and she was just like, wait, you have how many followers on Instagram? And I was like, well, I have like 40,000 followers. And she's like, Zach, that is something that you tell me at the beginning. That is something that we were going to put at the top of your resume. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with acting, though?
Yeah, true.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
But, you know, casting directors, I don't know, man. I guess it's kind of like what they're looking for to some degree, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you could have someone that has like 5 million followers and is like an okay actor. And then you could have someone that's like, you know, 40,000 followers, whatever, and is like the greatest actor of all time.
Yeah.
And chances are you're not going to get chosen.
Interesting. Because it shouldn't matter for acting.
It shouldn't matter for acting, just like it doesn't matter getting drafted in the NHL.
Totally.
Like, oh, he has 500,000 followers, we're going to choose him.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it's really weird.
You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah. Seeing an insight into Mel's life a little bit, though, just with like following, and so her big thing is YouTube.
Okay.
Like,
what does she do on YouTube?
She started out doing like health and beauty videos when she was like 14.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's awesome.
I think she's up to like 500,000 subscribers.
Oh, crazy, man. YouTube's a hard one too.
Yeah. And just like, so now it's like, it's cool though, because it's like the future of marketing. Like these companies, they can see what your reach is, they can see your engagement, they can see your target audience, and it's so easy for them to spend their marketing budgets and say, okay, we want to use you for this advertisement because we know exactly who you're going to broadcast to, right? So in that sense, it's kind of cool, like seeing the business side of it, because I think it's the future of marketing. And
it 100. Oh, dude, 100% is. And like, as much as I'm trying to like hate on it and stuff like that, don't get me wrong. If
it has a time, it has a use, right? But it's becoming this overarching thing where it's like everything.
It's becoming where it's everything, and I think that's where it's like, I think like as of like last year, where it was, I think was the move of how it was. Right, it was like, do you have Instagram? No, I don't. Oh, okay, you know what I mean. Now it's just like, you have Instagram? No. Oh, okay. This guy's obviously lost it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, like you actually hear people like, oh, they don't have social media, and people are like, what?
Yeah,
like it's like a weird thing.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, dude, is I think it is kind of important to have, obviously, to some degree. I mean, because I would have never reached out to you and like, you know, network there. Or, you know, I know there's some people that just are so against it. I'm just like, well, how the fuck is someone supposed to find you then? Yeah, to some degree, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Does she make? I should have her on the podcast too. But does she make money off YouTube? Yeah. Okay.
That's her only job.
That's awesome, and that's so cool.
Yeah.
And does that make you want to like get into that a little bit? I mean, you see like not how easy it is, but you see just how like I don't know, fun that is, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I'm super jealous of Mel's lifestyle. Like Malibu rum sent her to Vietnam for a week last week, and she got to just like party and hang out. Yeah, I mean, it's been a thought. I don't think we've talked about it too, but I don't think it's something that I would ever like fully pursue.
Do you want to have like a hand in hers then?
I like help her out with her stuff every now and then again, but like it's her thing. She's like grown it from the ground up. She knows what she's doing. So like I'll pop into a random video. That's
cool though, man. That's respect that you don't like just you're not seeing something you're like, oh, can I be a part of it too? You know what I mean? Like you're kind of
Yeah. And like her fans are like her fans. They love Mel. No, it's been a thought of like this would be a sweet lifestyle, but I don't think it'll end up being something that I do like full time.
Yeah. Yeah. And what are you doing for work right now?
So I work for an IT staffing agency. Yeah, I think I was telling you that when I found out about it, I was like, what is IT staffing? I have no idea.
What is that? I'm thinking you're instantly, that's why I asked. I was like, you good with computers? You work in an IT staffing?
Yeah, no, so like no one that works in my agency has any technical background. You just recruit people that do. So like I can talk about it, but like if you asked me to do anything, I would have no idea what to do.
Crazy. So you're basically just, again, you're the model, the face to get people to come.
Yeah, you're cold calling people, trying to sell them into different positions and things like that. IT's so big in Vancouver. So yeah, it's like my company is a $5 billion privately held company. Right. It's crazy.
That's insane. And do you see yourself doing this for like the next while or what?
Next little bit. I've got like, you can make absolute bank doing it. It's commission based, like kind of uncapped commission. So whatever you put into it, you're going to get out of it. I got a lot of student loans.
Do you have a lot of student loans?
Yeah. I bought a car, I bought a motorcycle.
Right.
Like, I traveled a lot. Right. I got some
just trying to compete with that lifestyle over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's dope, dude. I'm going to get off the podcast here now, but I want to ask you one last question before we get off. Yeah. And that is, if you could change one thing in your life right now, what would it be?
Oh, that's heavy. Okay, I might need to think about that for a minute.
It doesn't have to be heavy.
I think it's my debt for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could, it's a burden every month, and if I could eliminate that and do more of what I wanted to do, which is like travel, yeah, that would be it for sure.
Dope, dude. That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Ooh, we did it, guys. We got to another episode. Guys, I'm honestly looking for someone that is good at computers because I don't know what's going on with my computer. I don't know if it's have a Mac or a PC. This is going to be the last time I'm talking about it, but if you are good at computers, please come to my house and fix it. I will give you free food and stuff. I don't have any money, so I can't give you that. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to the entire podcast. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep killing it. Keep doing whatever you guys are doing. And again, if you guys want to receive a shout out on the podcast or on my Instagram, all you got to do is take a screenshot on your Instagram account, put it on your story, and tag me at ZacKlassen, and I'd be happy to. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great day.